name is Oren Jackman. I'm the CEO and co-founder of ExamPAL. Yesterday, we got our first intimidation letter from Kaplan, so we're doing something right. And this presentation is all about what makes an 80-year-old mammoth so frightened of a small startup. So, we're using artificial intelligence in order to change education. We're actually changing artificial intelligence by changing education. Artificial intelligence can be described by moving from machines that replace humans to machines that behave like humans, where our mission is to create machines that behave better than humans. Well, that's big data, you must be saying to yourselves, but we think that big data is not enough. We want to move from machine learning to machine teaching, from deep learning to deep teaching. And this requires machines that can understand how people think, that can actually understand or have the knowledge, the experience, and the insights of millions of people. And this is why we created our cyborg, the G fell down, which is a unique combination between artificial intelligence and the wisdom of the crowd. And we implemented it in the field of test prep, preparing students for admissions tests such as GMAT, GRE, SAT, etc., in which the pain that students go through, at least in offline courses, starts with the fact that they are very frustrating. In these tests, there can be 10 different ways of solving each question, and as a student, you ask yourself, how can I find the best way for me? It's ineffective because your biggest enemy in these tests are time. How can a one-size-fits-all find the right way for me to save time? And the fact that they are time-consuming, you are wasting too much time on tips, tricks, and shticks that are meant to help other people. Shouldn't I just focus on what I need? And what happens on the online? So here, I'll give you a question. Can you spot the differences between these pictures? I'll help you. Online has an N instead of two Fs. This is the main difference that our competitors provide their students. The same experience, the same offline experience of classroom, teachers, books, only online. What's wrong about that, you might be asking? Well, everything. Books, classrooms, and teachers are a fruit of a compromise we had to make during the Industrial Revolution, which made education efficient. A bunch of ignorance is put into a classroom. The teacher is the only source of knowledge which is injected into their mind using one-size-fits-all books. What we at ExamPAL love about the field of test prep is the fact that any question can have up to 10 different ways to solve it. And all you have to do is just find the fastest way for you to solve each question. Are teachers the only source of knowledge? Can they forecast which solutions are faster than others? Can they tell which solution is best for you? What we created, and this is the, does it move? Okay. What ExamPAL does is three things no one else does in this area. First of all, it studies the way you think, each individual student. Second, it studies the effectiveness of all possible solutions. We use the wisdom of the crowd to measure the effectiveness of different ways of thinking, and it finds the fastest way to solve each question, the fastest for you. The process, and this is how deep technology affects educational dynamics, starts with our interactive lessons. In the last 20 months, we had over 32,000 students coming from 156 countries. While they studied our course studied them. While they used our video interactive course and answered question, we started measuring different aspects of the way each individual user thinks. And when it comes to practice, it always starts with a diagnostic phase where we diagnose your problems. We found out that any question in this field can be solved in one of three different ways of approaching it, and that's the PAL behind ExamPAL. It's either precise solutions using grammatical rules, formula, etc., alternative using tools such as trial and error, symmetry and geometry, etc., or a logical solution. This question, for example, can be solved in all three. And after we diagnose your performance, we start with the improvement phase in which we hone in on your level and start researching with you using what we call open artificial intelligence. Which tools did you use when you got a correct answer, and what were the main reasons for your mistake? This is the metacognitive part of it, which makes you reflect on thinking. And then comes the best part, the optimization part, in which we use what we know about you and what we know about all possible solutions in order to provide you with effective different solutions to your problem. This is a bit about the technicality between the artificial intelligence, the models that we use. So we're changing the role of the student, no longer a passive learner, but actually an active partner in building the body of knowledge. You can always suggest your own solutions. We're changing the role of the teacher, no longer the only source of knowledge, but actually mediators between the wisdom of the crowd and individual ways of thinking. Our students teach us how to teach them. Does it work? Does it actually work? I'll give you 5 quick questions. First of all, we measure it statistically. Within segments of 30 questions, we're taking medium students to the higher possible septile. These are the awards we won in just 6 months. This is the press coverage we got with no PR. These are our ratings, and this is why Kaplan is so pissed off, because we're actually doubling their ratings online. We put our money where our mouth is. You get full money back guaranteed if you didn't improve immensely. This is our traction in just 18 months. The founders, myself and our CTO, was a software engineer just after his IPO in the last company. We have very prominent investors, but there's one thing I want you to take home. We have students from 156 countries, but our paying students come from only 51 countries, which means that in the 21st century, you don't have to steal from the rich in order to help the poor. We teach for free in over 100 countries. So that's ExamPAL in a nutshell. Thank you very much.